This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Prime Minister Perry Christie not taking too kindly to a call for his resignation by a former PLP cabinet minister. Early this week, Loftus Roker called for the Prime Minister's resignation, saying he made a mistake in bringing the controversial gaming referendum. In fact, Roker called it $1 million mistake, suggesting that the poll was not necessary. Well, today, Prime Minister Christie spoke on the matter.
Loftus Roker knows exactly what I think, and at the right time I will tell him in the same way he told me.
What do you think?
He knows exactly what I think.
What do you think?
No, Loftus Roker has always known what I think about him, about his views, about my views and his views, and how they reconcile and how they conflict. He and I do not have any secrets with each other. I know how he thinks, he knows how I think, and he knows exactly what I'm thinking now with respect to what he said.
The government is moving ahead with its housing program despite encountering financial and land allocation setbacks. The newest subdivision in southwestern New Providence opened last evening. It's part of a new housing initiative launched as the Department of Housing steps up its campaign to provide more affordable homes. And as we hear tonight from Siaska Adderley, more than 10 families were presented with keys to their own homes.
16 families are now residents of Sunset Close. The government's newest housing subdivision located in the Sunset Park community was officially opened on Thursday afternoon. Prime Minister Perry Christie again pledged his government's commitment to giving as many Bahamians the opportunity to become homeowners.
My government has placed a high priority on home ownership and desires that those who are fortunate enough to finalize a mortgage arrangement see it through to full amortization. The creation of this little subdivision is the beginning of what lies ahead with the housing program. I would have wished to see them popping out of the ground every week, a phrase that has stuck with me from my time in the 70s when I was the Minister of Housing. We are presently constrained by resources, but as soon as resources permit, there will be greater and more aggressive activities by the ministry itself, thus giving many persons the hope of acquiring a house.
Minister of Housing Kenred Dorsett said the government's housing program is now in full swing despite a delay due to lack of funding. The homes were fully financed by the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. He also noted that construction will take place throughout the Bahamas and not just New Providence.
But like the residents here in Sunset Close, more Bahamians are in short order going to become homeowners because of this program. Houses are currently under construction in the Strauns Hill subdivision, and we intend to move construction into the Fire Trail as well as Fox Hill area in short order. Recently, I visited the island of Bimini on a mission to scout available land on which the government can construct units in anticipation of the housing needs of citizens who have and will migrate to that island to avail themselves of various job opportunities.
The new homeowners were given certificates. Kim Kiki Varakis is just one of those new homeowners who took the time to thank the government for making her and other families' dream of owning a home a reality.
With the assistance of the Bahamas government, in particular the Ministry of Housing, ordinary Bahamian families like myself are overwhelmed with immense joy and complete gratitude to the government of the Bahamas for making our dreams a reality.
The over 3-acre tract of land was divided into 16 lots, a mixture of 2- and 3-bedroom homes. The subdivision was developed at a cost of approximately $1.4 million. Siaska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Turning to news from the healthcare sector, Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Perry Gomez, announcing that plans for the expansion and upgrade of the maternity ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital will begin this fiscal year during his contribution to the budget debate on Thursday. Dr. Gomez noted that the Ministry of Health received a mammoth share of the budgetary allocation in the 2014-2015 fiscal year, being awarded some $248 million, and of that, just over $200 million is assigned to the Public Hospitals Authority. He says the maternity ward is one of the first areas identified for upgrades as the critical care block comes on stream. Although no specific date was announced for the opening of the new critical care block, Dr. Gomez also announced plans for the future expansion of the accident and emergency section of the hospital, all set to take place within the new fiscal year.
This plan aims to relieve the severe problem of overcrowding and improve patient waiting times, enhance the environment of care, and improve patient satisfaction at the Accident and Emergency Department. The plan includes upgrading and expanding the trauma room, thus improving its capacity to triage patients and the ability to monitor patients through telehealth technology from the intensive care unit upstairs.
Focusing her attention on the budget, Seabreeze MP, the Honorable Hope Strawn, blasted the opposition on its flip-flopping with regards to value-added tax, noting that she's heard some of the most ridiculous things about the tax. She noted that the blatant dishonesty of the party was exposed when the Prime Minister announced VAT reduction to 7.5%. Strawn says she views the budget as a recipe for success and added that brighter days are ahead for the nation.
Who would think that the opposition would then move to trying to mislead the Bahamian people by suggesting that they would be double taxed? Mr. Speaker, even in this adversarial environment, this blatant attempt to create hysteria among our people just to gain political brownie points is reprehensible. This was and still is an all-time low for Killarney, East Grand Bahama, and the opposition crew.
The Derelict Motor Vehicles Act was first passed in 1976, and the recent amendment for 2014 will modernize the law as it relates to derelict vehicles and their disposal. Those amendments were passed this week in the Senate, and the Honorable Keith Bell explained during his contribution to the debate that the Department of Environmental Health has reduced the 28-day period for derelict vehicles to be removed.
Right. Where the vehicle is not moved in that period, 1 week, the vehicle will be transported to a vehicle pound where it will be kept for a further 10 days. So we're actually removing it from 28 days and keeping the vehicle, Madam President. If the vehicle is not claimed by the owner, he will be required to pay all fees associated with the removal of that vehicle. And if he doesn't come for the vehicle, it will be disposed of accordingly.
New provisions define an abandoned vehicle as one which has been left on a road, open or public space for more than 5 days, while a derelict vehicle is one found on a premises which has been allowed to deteriorate, completely worn down, and with no valid license disc for 1 year or more. Bell said storing derelict vehicles also will be looked at.
By way of updating the provisions, this bill makes it an offense to store these vehicles. The fine has also increased from $80. You see why they keep on? $80 is nothing to pay. We're increasing the fine from $80 to $500 and to a further fine of $80 for each day which the offense continues.
Well, still ahead for us on a Friday night, a busy travel holiday weekend sends revenue for the national flag carrier soaring. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. I'm Larissa Sawyer. This week's trading was moderately slow with a total of 39,346 shares crossing hands on the exchange, representing a declining trading volume of 46,736 shares compared to last week's volume of 86,082. ICD Utilities, Focal, Arawak Port Development, Commonwealth Bank, Kalina, Cable Bahamas, Commonwealth Brewery, and Fidelity Bank, the sole advancer, all traded shares in the market this week. This week, Commonwealth Bank declared a dividend of 6 cents to shareholders of record, payable June 30th, 2014. In international markets, U.S. stocks rose, sending global equity indices to all-time highs as investors awaited tomorrow's employment report. U.S. businesses added 179,000 new workers in May, led by employment increases within small and medium-sized businesses. However, the gain in employment was the lowest since January, according to the ADP National Employment Report released Wednesday. Here's your investment tip for the week. Properly recognizing and managing risk can help you in many aspects of your life besides just investing. But don't wait to start a new savings plan. Decrease your expenditure to help you minimize your financial risk. This will help you on your way to an improved financial life over time. This has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. For more information, log on to our website at www.royalfidelity.com. I'm Larissa Sawyer.